I came out to Buescher State Park to spend the day exploring some trails, some architecture, and take in what I consider to be one of the most underrated state parks in this part of Texas. What makes this whole area unique is something called the Lost Pines, a stretch of loblolly pine forest that's completely isolated from the rest of East Texas's piney woods, sitting here in the middle of what's normally post-oak savanna. This is where the pines start, and the further east you travel from here, the more of them you're going to see. And if that wasn't enough, you also have the history. Back during the Great Depression, the Civilian Conservation Corps built most of the unique architecture you see here in the park, and you and me are going to explore it. So sit back, relax, and let me take you on an adventure you didn't know you were about to embark on. What's up, YouTube? It's Matt with the Matt Out Here YouTube channel, and today I'm here at Bisher State Park. I'm going to be exploring the pines, doing a little hiking, reconnecting with nature, and relaxing. All right, y'all, come along with me and let's go check this place out. So let me tell you a little bit about the park itself while we start exploring here. Bisher sits on just over 1,000 acres, and it's got about 6 miles of trails ranging from easy to more moderate depending on which way you go. There's a 30-acre lake in the middle of the park that the CCC built by hand, and it's a main attraction of the park. You can fish it, kayak it, or just sit back, relax, and enjoy it, which in this Texas heat isn't such a bad idea. The park has over 250 species of birds recorded here, so if you enjoy bird watching, give this place a visit. The day I visited the park, it was pretty quiet. There were folks fishing, camping, and hiking. It was nice and relaxing. The lake had a good crowd and everybody was just enjoying themselves. I covered a good bit of the park, but I'll be honest with you, the heat kept me from going all the way through everything. So I hiked sections of most of the trails, but nothing all the way through. What I did cover gave me a solid feel for the layout and the landscape, and there's enough here that I'll be coming back. As for the landscape, it shifts on you as you move through the park. You start out in what feels like typical Central Texas, and then the pines start closing in around you, especially on the Pine Gulch Trail, and it starts to feel like a completely different part of the state. The trails wind through that transition, and it is pretty beautiful. It's a neat way to experience Texas through a new lens. And if you want to go deeper into the piney woods of East Texas, I was just out at Mission Tejas State Park and the Davy Crockett National Forest back in early March, and those videos are up on my channel, and I highly recommend checking those out because that part of Texas is so unique and different from what people think Texas looks like. As I got moving on the trail, the pines started filling in around me. Not many pines, but enough to be noticeable. And then I crossed over the CCC bridge along the trail, and I stopped for a minute just to take it in and observe the stonework, the craftsmanship, and the fact that this bridge and landscape has been sitting out here for quite a while. And on another note, I really love Texas state parks, enough that I've built this entire channel around them, with other themes of Texas peppered throughout. But what keeps it interesting is that no two state parks are the same. Every park has something different going on, whether that be a landscape, history, or a different feel. Bisher doesn't feel anything like Mustang Island, which doesn't feel anything like Lost Maples, and that variety is what makes each park worth exploring, one by one. And the other thing I'll say is they're for everybody. You don't have to be an avid hiker or an outdoor person to get something out of a state park. If you can find a way to get yourself to one, it'll be sitting there waiting for you whenever you show up. The state parks and nature in general can heal a lot of things in this world. There's also something I genuinely appreciate about being able to step away from work for a weekend, drive a couple hours, and feel like I'm in a completely different world, not having to deal with flights or travel headaches. It's the kind of freedom that's easier to access than most people realize, and that's a big part of why I keep doing this. After exploring the crossover trail, the pavilion, and the picnic area at the center of the park, I set out to find the Big Tree Retreat. The star of the show out here is a massive cedar elm that was once the official Texas state champion cedar elm. Scored on trunk circumference, height, and crown spread, it's since lost that title to one up in Dallas, but it's still one of the largest of its kind here in Central Texas, and it's draped in Spanish moss, which is worth seeing on its own. Honestly though, in my opinion, it wasn't even the most impressive tree I saw in the park. Some of the trees over by the CCC picnic area were pretty massive and worth checking out as well. After exploring the Big Tree Retreat, I made my way back out to the picnic area and from there set out on the winding woodland trail to find the Flower View Crossing, which featured a patch of Texas wildflowers that did not disappoint. Now let's talk about what makes this part of Texas genuinely interesting from a nature standpoint. You're standing in what's called the Lost Pines, a pocket of loblolly pine forest that really has no business being this far west. The main piney woods of East Texas are roughly 100 miles from here, and somehow this isolated patch of loblolly pines ended up out here on its own, surrounded by the post oak savanna that dominates Central Texas. The leading explanation is that during the last ice age, when glaciers were pushing down from the north, the climate across Texas was cooler and wetter, conditions that allowed pine forests to spread much further west than they can survive today. When things warmed back up, most of those pines retreated east with the climate. These ones stayed, and well, they adapted, which is why they're called the Lost Pines. What's worth knowing is that loblolly pines are not small trees. They grow fast and tall, they provide a great canopy overhead, and well, they have a wonderful smell to them. And they allow the perfect amount of light to shine through to the forest floor below. And if you spent any time in East Texas, you'll recognize the pines almost immediately. And if you haven't, well, this is a pretty good introduction. After spending a little time at the Flower View Crossing, hopped in the car, headed down the park road, and found my way over to the first scenic overlook. After exploring the scenic overlook, I set out to hike a small portion of the Pine Gulch Trail, which featured lots of new pine growth and an opportunity to get some more steps in.
And before we head over to explore the last missing piece of Buescher State Park, and while I still have you here, I'd like to think you're part of my core audience, and that you and I have a lot more in common than we think. So with that said, I'd like to say thank you for being here, and for sharing in the love of the outdoors. If you want to help me out, hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't, and drop a comment letting me know where you're watching from and what your next adventure looks like. After wrapping up on the Pine Gulch Trail, I made my way around to the other side of the lake and just observed the activities going on for a bit. There were folks out there trying their luck fishing, families enjoying their time together, and clouds moving perfectly overhead. It was the best way to end the adventure, and then after that, I said my goodbye to Buescher State Park and called it a day.
Thanks for coming along with me today here at Buescher State Park. I hope y'all enjoyed Buescher State Park as much as I did, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. All right, y'all, take care.